Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thank you for coming back for another episode. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about the tools we need. What do you need to embark on our gardening project? And our project is going to be broken into two phases. Phase one is going to be the indoor seeding, and phase two is when we move our things outdoors. Because of our climate in this region, Calgary and its environs, you know that summer technically starts, so we get good weather. We're sure of predictable good weather anytime from May long weekend. But if we wait until then to start planting, we won't get a harvest by September. So phase one will be indoor seeding. That starts between February and March, where we start growing our plants indoors, and then come May long weekend, we move it outside. So for now, we're going to focus on what we need to start planting indoors. I have put in a checklist, just a checklist in the description. And then remember I mentioned we're going to use what we have to get what we want. So while I will be showing you a store-bought alternative, I'll be showing you things that you may have in your house that could be a substitute. So you don't necessarily go to buy many things. There's some things that are non-negotiable you have to buy, but other things you can actually use what you actually have in your house to get the ball rolling and get things started. Okay, so per my list, I'll just follow it, although it's not necessarily written sequentially, whereby the most important things these are general things that you would need. So first thing I mentioned was gardening gloves. This is a sample of gardening gloves. They're used, well used, but gardening glove just helps you prevent your hands from getting soil in. So this is the pot version. But if you have, I know most women do, have like disposable gloves in your houses, this can be used substitute. So you just put them on whenever you're actually going to work with the sand, and this works equally nice. Second item I have on my list is a hand shovel or tool, and this is what the store-bought one looks like, and it's just really to dig in, scoop in your seeds and put it into whatever container you're using. This is store-bought. My alternative is usually using any kitchen spoon you find, old or abandoned. This is a disposable spoon I should have thrown away a while ago, but I just keep them. I use this as my gardening scoop if I need to move things around. Another option is a spray bottle. You would need a spray bottle when you're watering, and typically when you're watering plants, you don't need a watering can, just something that can actually put water in with a little bit less pressure and a smaller mouth, since your seedlings or your containers are typically small. So this is a spray bottle. What you can use as an alternative as a household item, I get it like a big 1 liter Diet Coke bottle or any bottle, and then what I do is I take the cover, I get a sharp object, and then I punch holes in to make my own punch holes in punch holes in the cover to make my own handmade watering can. And then once I close it and I put my water in, there I have it. So this you can use in place of a spray bottle or watering can. Next is your plant identifiers. When you start planting, your leaves will look very, very alike. Peppers, tomatoes, different types of tomatoes. So typically we have these planters that you can actually just stick it inside to identify what your plants are, and then you mark them. What I usually do, or I use anything in the house. I could use sticks, I could use lollipop sticks. Like for example, I have my lollipop sticks, I color code them if I want to. And something just crossed my mind a couple of days ago. You know how you actually buy pack of disposables and you have your knives and there's no use for your knives? So these knives, if you have any, this will be a good identifier where you can actually just write the names of whatever it is on top. Next on my list is the seeding trays. Now, if you go to any stores, you will find seeding trays, and there are different types of seeding trays. This is one type, and this is the one that comes with your soil already caked in, if I can use that word. So all you need to do here is just put a bit of water on it, wait for a while for for the pea pods to soak, and then they'll become moist, and then you put your seeds in and you plant. So this is one type of seeding trays you can use. And for most seeding trays, I'll open it a bit, they usually come with a tray where the water collects and a dome, a transparent dome, whereby you can actually cover it. So this is one option, or one type. Another option you'll find, this was from Dollarama. I said I don't believe in breaking the bank to start growing things. So the Dollarama version comes with, you have your pots, different types of pots. So you just put them in to sow. Then the Dollarama one comes with a tray. A cover as well, that's just like a dome. And then this also comes with the pencils, some tools, and also labeling. So this from Dollarama I think was $5, yes, $5, but this is like if I can say 2 or 3 in 1, because it has the pots, the trays, the covers, and also the markers for what you need. Now if you want to use indoor, you can actually use your empty crate of eggs. You just put soil inside and put your seedlings inside. You can cut this off and then use clear wrap to cover, or you can get empty toilet roll containers, put them in, arrange them in, you put your soil in and you plant inside. Or my preference, if I may use that, is disposable cups. So what I do for disposable cups is I get 2 disposable cups. In one of them, in the first one, I use a sharp thing to screw to make my holes. Okay, good. To punch holes in there, then I put them into another. So this bottom one serves as a tray, and this one has my soil. Whenever you're putting soil in a container, there should be space for the water that you're watering it to be able to seep through and go off. There are different things you can actually use for your seeding trays. If you have empty takeaway containers, I think one year I actually tried using foil paper. The foil, you know those foil square containers you get from Dollarama, I actually used those to grow and I was successful in seeding. So the next thing that is non-negotiable is seed starting mix. Now I will recommend you start with a seed starting mix, not soil, because this mix is specially designed for seed starters, and it's less porous and it's more airy. That's something we'll discuss soil as we go along, but this one, as you can see, I will just use you can see it is, what's the word, it's not clunky, it's just easy to move. So I would recommend, non-negotiable, get seed starting mix. There are different brands, Roma, Home Depot, online superstores, Walmart, they have it, so get that. That's non-negotiable. Another item on my list is grow lights. Now you can actually get grow lights from I got mine from Amazon, and you can find different kinds. I like these because I can actually clamp it on to whatever surface I want, and then the tentacles of the lights are flexible, because when you start growing plants, you want your light source to be directly above your plants, and this is quite flexible, so depending on the area you have it, you're able to move things along to make that happen. So this is grow light. You can just check on Amazon for any type of grow lights. There are many options there. Next on my list is the heat mats. I'll be completely honest, I have never used heat mats before to grow, but for things like tomatoes and peppers, they like to have heat mats, so you need to put it there in place of the grow lights. If you have an area in your house that has plenty of sunlight and is warm, that is a place you can actually put your plants to. Like when it comes to planting season, I take over my daughter's room because her windows have the best light, and her windows are also above a vent, so it's quite warm. So I have a shelf where I put my plants, but then some of them, the overflow goes on her windowsill in her room, so that will also suffice. just make sure it's a warm space. And then last on my list is pruning scissors. These are pruning scissors. You can see it has the curved edge to bend, but a regular pair of scissors will do in terms of whatever needs to be. So that is what you really need in a nutshell if you're going to embark on your journey. As I said, I've shown you household items you can use as opposed to purchasing, and also things you can get if you need to get them store-bought. And for things like the, what they call this, things that are like the seed starters, the pea pods, those things that you may not necessarily use for the next planting season, I recommend going cheap. Go to Dollarama, Dollar Tree, they do the same thing. For things that you're going to use over a period of time, invest in those, like the hand gloves or the seed start. So just like weigh your options in terms so you don't break the bank. As I said, my preference is the cups. In fact, I actually use the bigger, for my planting, I use the bigger takeaway, takeaway cups or disposable cups. I find that way, if I grow my plants grow a little bit too big, I don't have to worry about transplanting or moving it more than once during the planting season. So thank you everyone for joining. If you're able to get the list of the items on this, stay tuned. Our next episode will be actually starting to plant, what you need to do to start and how you need to start out in terms of planting, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.